can assure you nobody's taking that hat for this year.
But I hope he will retire after he loses.
There won't be another coach. I'm impressed with everybody but him.
It's because they're scared that they may be wrong.
Fully capable of surpassing all of them.
I'm going to give her a run for her money.
I'm coming to win. I'm not coming for fun.
Fair and unfortunate.
That going to come with losses. It's not the end of the world.
Need for a black curtain backdrop, and I get it.
Bodybuilding is my control within chaos.
My conditioning kills.
Look, you got a really exclusive interview because I ain't been saying none of this shit, yo. I've been holding my tongue on the internet.
Yes, guys, another episode of Bikini Insider, and I think we're back. We're back to how it normally is, where one of us is international and the others are domestic. Because of course we got Marnie in the UK. I'm in the UK. We're filming this at 9 a.m. because over at Kerry in Japan, in Tokyo, it's 6 p.m.
It is literally.
I like Kerry's on planet Mars.
Inside out. I'm on another planet. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I'm not competing here. I thought about it long and hard, and my decision was made on the pure fact that I wanted to support Mark, to be honest, because obviously he is competing in the Japan Pro. It's not, well, it is this weekend, but it's actually on a Monday. It's a public holiday in Japan. Yes, so compete on the Monday, which is really, really exciting. And for me, like, although we've done 2 shows together, I'm not present with him, and I want to be like all in to him, pumping him up, you know, like giving him that emotional support that I essentially can't always give him on show day, because we're literally like, I go on, then he goes on, then, and we just cross paths backstage. And yeah, so that's the reason why I'm not doing that.
I mean, obviously, not to put any kind of pressure on Mark, but this is definitely a very big show for him because, I mean, obviously, I have my weekly recordings with Fuad, and we spoke about Mark in length, and even he said that he struggles to see how somebody else could beat this version of Mark, which, of course, is his first show with his new coach in Patrick. We're seeing detail and condition that we've not seen in Mark, and personally, I don't think I've seen it. I'm sure everybody else does. See, I read the comments. And Mark is in a place where, you know, when he did Germany and Italy, yes, he was up against Quinton and Urs, but you would argue that he is the clear favourite in this show when it comes to experience and detail. So that's not putting any pressure on him, but I do feel, I do feel that I'm only saying the same thing that everyone's probably saying or thinking, that we're all excited to see this new version of Mark under Patrick, and I'm super excited for it.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it, if I'm honest. I took some photos of him today post-workout, and I was like, oh my days. So like before, I was always like when he was getting ready for his other shows, I was like, yeah, like we look good, but the condition just wasn't like, I don't know how to explain it other than that. But now, for me to sit there and say, because obviously I see him in the real and I've seen him throughout his journey and stuff. So for me to sit there and go, yes, that's like a really good sign, because we are very like honest with each other. And yeah, so I'm just, yeah, it's madness.
What do you think the biggest difference is, Kerry? Like that you
I'm not really sure what I would say.
Thing? Or
yeah, mindset. And as well, like the thing is, he's had more time to diet, you know, and that is always something that's going to be on our side. So nothing essentially like was wrong before. It's just, I think he just needed like a little bit more time and yeah, a little bit more magic. And yeah, the process is a little bit different now as well. But in the grand scheme of things, yeah, I think it was just more like a time thing. So yeah, and like I say, like everyone's got him to, like, we've got loads of thanks to give, you know, like behind to Cuba, to like everyone who's been part of the journey up until this point, because obviously Cuba did the majority of getting him lean. So yeah,
definitely. That's the segment of Mark Hector Insider. I just want to quickly go on to Marnie, because Marnie, I did see a post, a few stories the other day. Obviously, you got your rocket posing camp. I saw that it was sold out, and you've released some new spaces.
Yeah, so I'm actually down in London next week. So
Yes.
I just yeah, well, I was just gonna say, can we give a shout out to our newest IFBB Pro? Because
No, wait. Let's not jump yet.
it's a celebration of everybody's achievements this year, and I'm sure we'll talk about that in a second. But yeah,
Sorry, quick one, Molly. Sorry, just because we're people watching. What's the date again?
it's the 29th. So
And where's
Saturday
this?
29th, at Muscleworks Orpington. I want to give them a shout out as well because John and the guys who own the gym and work there, like they always really look after me. It's such a great facility, and there's actually like a lot of very, very big name athletes that have like trained there over the years and kind of done events and stuff. I think they've actually got SAS doing an event
They
the
have,
week
yeah.
before, which is this weekend. So yeah, I've actually done events with them before, and yeah, they've very kindly offered to host us. We're gonna do like team training, team posing, and it's just kind of like a nice way to obviously round up this year. It's been a long season, but all my girls are done with their shows now, so we're kind of looking ahead, I guess, for 2026, waiting for the calendar to come out. And yeah, my next event will be in January, so there are spaces open for that. We've got posing seminar coming up in the north, and that's it really. Yeah, so it's kind of just big celebrations coming up now for the end of the year, and yeah, that's it.
Exciting. So look, we got a lot to. Oh, sorry, Kerry, you were going to say something?
Say something. I am actually going to say this because I know that people will probably see it, and I just feel like really conscious just about my eyes and the filter that I've put on.
Oh, Kerry.
Because I'm sitting here and I'm seeing like bloodshot eye, and I'm like, I don't want to
He's
think
not
I'm like,
stoned.
yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, I had an accident with sunbed, very strong in Japan, no warning signs, and I'm someone that does not burn in the sea. So if anyone's wondering like why I look a bit weird, what happened? And I'm not putting the real filter on because it is glowing. Anyway.
Okay, well look, let's look at the weekend just gone by because we had some so a couple of big shows as well. Before let me know, girls, do you see this? I'm literally just putting up the Kansas City Pro.
Yes.
I just want to quickly shout out, so I feel I should recognize as well some of the outlets. Pro Bikini Network, I think it's Jonathan who runs the account of the Bikini Pro News, all do a great job when it comes to putting out the winners. I have to give a special shout out to Pro Bikini News Network because they are very fast and they're very on it. When I say they, Jonathan is very on it when it comes to putting out the content. I will say this though, I'm gonna try. I want to challenge them as well to try and do a little bit more, especially lead up to the shows. You know, especially if you got a sort of content from the girls, similar to what I do, try and build the hype, the excitement, leads up to the shows. But I do see a lot of reporting, a lot of results. But let's try and look at do some extra stuff as well during the week because you guys are doing a phenomenal job in promoting the bikini scene. Okay. I tell you what, I'm laughing at the scale of the photo of Aimee versus everybody else. Aimee looks so small. Aimee got her third pro win since Olympia, a fifth pro win of 2025, and a 16th pro win of her career. Incredible.
That's unreal, isn't it? So good.
And go on, girls. I know you want to get this out of the way because when I dropped the video, everybody was talking about surfing and it was the color of the bikini. Girls, why is this such a big deal? But go on, break it to me.
Well, it's polar opposite. She usually goes for the warm colors, right? But
Yeah.
I feel like Aimee could wear a bin bag on stage and still look amazing. No, like she's just a 10. So yeah, I think actually it's probably maybe a bit sentimental for her because I'm pretty sure she got her first pro win wearing blue at was it Chicago Pro a few years back. I'm pretty sure I've seen John posting like the comparison pictures of her wearing a blue suit like a few years back. So maybe that's why she brought it back, like for old time's sake. But yeah, she looks awesome and very exciting to see that she's now on a flight and yeah, going to be doing more shows.
No, that's epic.
Let me just bring back that top six. Where are we? Let me just scroll down on that page. Here we go. I mean, it was an inevitable one. You got the number 4 in the world. It's a great opportunity for all the other girls to have a chance to stand next to one of the best in the world, Pittsburgh and New York winner. I want to ask this, girls, like when you get this opportunity, hopefully people can take something from this. When you get this opportunity to stand next to such a tier 1 competitor, what do you think they take out of that experience that helps them in the long run when they do future shows?
You
As
go.
in, wait, as in what Aimee takes away,
Oh
or
no,
what?
no, the other
Oh,
girls, yeah,
okay.
their experience of being able to stand next to a tier one competitor, which normally they wouldn't get the chance to. What does that experience? How does that experience help them to develop as a competitor? What do they take away?
Like, I think like the aura of someone, first of all, that is someone like Aimee, Jazzy, that top 10. I think even like being with them, you can pick up so much, like the way they carry themselves, even like backstage, maybe how they keep calm, what they kind of do. And I think like even that stuff is really, really helpful. But obviously, as well as that, is being able to compare yourself to the best. And I think that is amazing. And I'm very excited to see Aimee is coming over to Spain. And I'm wondering if
Woo!
she's going to come to the next show as well. So fingers crossed on that one. Don't know if you know any more than that than
I'm
I
not
do.
allowed to say anything, but
I've
yeah,
kind of deferred. I've kind of deferred from what you did ask, but yeah, I think it just it makes the lineup like it's harder, obviously. But I just think it's really good because you can just see exactly where you're at, and it gives you a bit of like a line of where you kind of maybe need to go.
Marnie, anything else to add there?
I would echo that, to be honest. I think we've seen it a few times this year where there's been a heavy hitter in a show, and then whoever's kind of battling it out in that second place, first place, third place, kind of top three, it's really exciting for those athletes because
Yeah,
they might be considered a favorite, or it could be someone who's like, an absolute wild card. Like, well, obviously we discussed this last week when we saw the Romania second place winner. So it's one of those
yeah,
where, you
yeah.
throw your name into the goblet of fire, so to speak, and then yeah, like it's exciting. Sometimes people can really make a name for themselves. Perhaps if they've not
Buy
been
that
to the
out.
Olympia, yeah, if they've not been to the Olympia. I mean, here obviously in your second and third place, you've got Marsa and Lorna Dunbar, which, when we saw the list, we knew like these girls are really going to be there battling it out. But I think, yeah, again, there's various examples of other shows this year, like when Ali went against Ashley Kay or whatever. Like it's just
Yeah,
those scenarios where you see the girls challenging the big names, and it's exciting.
Definitely.
yeah,
I can imagine this is a win for Martha to come second.
yeah.
And that's what,
100%.
just like when Alina came second to Victoria and Ali second to Ashley, there are those wins where it's like, you know what? It, it,
It's
it tells me where I'm at, which are
yeah.
always a good thing.
Yeah.
Well done, Amy. I no doubt I'm going to talk about you again in a moment. Let's just go over to the Atlantic coast. And I mean, once again, Maria, and I'm gonna pop her video on in a moment. Flawless prestation. She's got the win. And what does this mean? It's the second win, which means she's back at Olympia, number 7 in the world. I'm gonna bring up the video so you girls could speak a bit more about Maria when I get in a moment. Here we are. So yeah, what was your thoughts here?
She's just
Um,
crazy, in my opinion. I just think
yeah,
I just love
Oh,
I just
that's
love
not
her physique
I'm such a
so
fan of
much.
Maria, and I
Yeah,
have been for a long time actually. Like, and do you know what? Actually, when I did the Pittsburgh Pro after I won my pro card, I actually was standing right next to her because of our names in the alphabet. And
okay.
she was always an athlete that, like, she's quite similar to me in height as well. I always looked at her as a bit of a benchmark of like, okay, fairly similar structures, like, look how incredible she is. But I just think, again, the pop to her physique. We follow her on Instagram, and I don't know if you saw this, Kerry, but she'd been posting quite a lot saying like, I can't believe like now my body is at its best right at the end of the season. And sometimes that happens to people, but yeah, just a gorgeous look. And I'm just here for the brunette girls with the red and pink suits. I just can't help myself.
Now,
I think she looks
making me want to try pink, if I'm honest.
Mate, pink is it's the way to go in my opinion. I love a pink suit.
I'm gonna have to try it at some point.
Yeah, yeah.
no. It's
Absolutely.
Another phenomenal look, and once again, she went into the show as a favourite, and she didn't slip. She hit the mark. She got the job done, and now she's back at the Olympia. I'll be interested to know if she's doing any more shows, or will she shut it down and start again next year? And how does this maybe change her plans going into 2026? Because, like you said, she improved post Olympia. What does that mean for next year Olympia? Can she replicate this post-Olympia model to give her the best opportunity to break into that top five? Because like we saw with Ashlyn, her jump to second this year, I think everybody always believes, and I know James will echo it, that Marie has all the potential to do that. Yeah, that was fantastic from Maria. Was there any other shows apart from those two I'm missing? Because I'm only seeing these ones. It looks like that was the case. In fact, apologies. I really should. I always go past the winner and ignore everybody else. Do you want to talk about any of the girls?
Yeah, we'll give a shout out to Jess because Jess is my gal. Absolutely amazing from her coming second. Again, yeah, just phenomenal physique, and she wore a different color suit this time as well. I feel like there was a few people who like changed their suit colors this weekend. I'm sure Lorna was in purple at one point and then changed back to red for finals. So yeah, it's cool. I feel like, go on, Kerry.
I was going to carry on with what you were saying and then I'll go.
Maybe people are like just kind of experimenting because it's the back end of the season and they're like, oh, another show, let's just try something different. Why not?
Yeah. I was going to mention though, Yulia, I think she's like, what she didn't place this high in like her last show. So I was going to say it's good to see her like back up there in the top three.
Yeah, nice.
And obviously Cass, she won over in Mexico a few weeks back, and obviously coming fourth, this kind of shows once again, just because you've won a show previously, if you're competing at a show and you've seen you're up against multiple pro winners from recent shows, it doesn't mean they're a shoo-in to place above you. When we've obviously seen this with second and third place. Let's just look ahead at the weekend coming, because we got three shows, and let's just start with where you're in, Kerry. Obviously, we already know you're not competing in Japan. And you know what? As I'm doing this, I can't forget about somebody else, but I will go back to her after we look at the weekend shows. Japan Pro. I'm always a fan of the production over in Asia. I'm sure they'll put on a phenomenal showing once again. Girls, give me, who are the favourites? Talk to me about this lineup.
I'm going to go in with Sally Kato first. I think she's definitely going to be like, she's a front runner of the show, I believe. So, who else?
So we got Sally in there as well, representing Japan. So hometown favourite. Obviously, we've got some other people from different countries. And, Australia's not too far away, but we got Mongolia, USA from Marie. But
I'm a big fan of Nataya Kongthun's physique as well from Thailand. I'm pretty sure she's done like the Arnold and stuff, if I'm not mistaken. I think she's got a gorgeous shape. She's been to the Olympia a few times as well, so I'm pretty sure she'll have eyes on her at this show as well. It's quite a big lineup actually, this one.
For sure.
Good lineup there. Let's look at the Ben Weider, because just so if people don't understand how the Ben Weider works, this is of course the natural pros, and these girls had to qualify. And what's on the line? Well, the winner of this class also qualifies for Olympia 2026. So definitely a big opportunity for one of the girls to qualify for next year's O. Let's look at this lineup, because of course, Kerry, you will stay close to this because it's your girl, Kiki from UK. Is in the lineup. How's she feeling going to the show?
She's good. She's there and settled now, which is good because obviously it is a huge time difference between Japan to where she is. She is currently asleep, maybe for the next few hours-ish. But yeah, no, she is looking fantastic. We've just kind of been cruising in really because she has been ready for a while. So yeah, nothing really, like she just looks absolutely fantastic. Glutes in the back are always going to get a shout out because I just think so strong, but I think she's got a great physique and I can't see why we can't be a standout to be getting that win. So yeah.
Well, we know she's going to face competition from the favourite, the defending champion, and also came third in Kansas City, Lorna, who will obviously be the one that most eyes will be on. But I'm excited to see how it all plays out, especially with Kiki, how she's done in previous shows as well, and being a UK representative. Anybody else here that jumps out apart from obviously Kiki from the UK and Lorna, the defending champion?
Well, I recently just found out about Megan. I'm not sure how you say her surname. I don't want to butcher it. From the US.
Yeah.
Wow, what a physique she's got as a natural athlete. If you want to just tap on her page,
I'm literally doing that now.
the muscle density this girl has, I'm like, whoa, like crazy shape. I'm sorry,
Wow.
look at those freaking glutes and shoulders.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So I'm excited to see her stand next to Lorna and obviously the other girls too. But yeah, she's got crazy physique. Really impressive.
Very, very impressive there. But yes, that's going to be this weekend. So looking forward to the Ben Wheaton, see who wins the ticket to the Olympia. Spanish Grand Prix. Ooh, okay. I got a few things I need to get out of the way straight away. One, I've always been, I won't say hard, but constructive with the bikini division of, I'd love to see them do more, especially if they come out to Europe. We saw that with Jazz, and of course when Aimee dropped the announcement that she's coming to to Europe, this is what I just love to see, and I only can imagine how excited the competitors are to stand on stage next to the number 4 in the world, 16 pro wins, 5 so far in the 2025 season. And then it just continues because you got a rematch with Evie Ivana, who has got 12 pro wins, 12 pro wins, I believe, the most pro wins for a European competitor. Let's add a bit more excitement. Alina, who came second from Kyrgyzstan over Romania. You got Sara Ponzetti. You got Rania. You got Pata from Italy. I mean, this is what we love to see. What a show this is going to be.
It is going to be a very good show. I'm really excited to watch
Box office.
on the box office, literally.
Once again, we have to. Obviously, Aimee will go in there as the favourite because she has beaten Evie on a couple of occasions this year. But we are in European territory, and this is her first international show. Also, going the distance, she's away from family. I believe her kid's going to be staying back in the US, but she's going to be here with a partner. But it's her first international show, and we did see Jazzy really kind of dominate the scene in Europe. There might be an expectation for Aimee to do the same, but there's no doubt that the competition, Aimee's face versus Jazz, is a bit more stellar because you got Evie, who is number 7 in the world. Sorry, I said Maria was number 7. Maria was number 9. Number 7. Wait, sorry. It was Maria number 7 or Ivana Evie's number 9.
Other way. No, Evie is 7th, right?
Evie's 7, yes. Maria was number 9, sorry. Evie, number 7 in the world. Alina, who made a big impression in Romania. Pata has already got a win to her name, so she's 1 win away from qualifying for Olympia. Rania has been constantly being about second, third. Sara, I believe, was 4th in Romania. It's very interesting. How do you girls see this?
Go on,
I see Aimee versus Ivy, but again, this is bikini, and you literally never know with different variables.
Let me ask you this. Sorry, Kerry. We see Aimee being the favourite, and then obviously, if you looked up the data, you'll probably say Aimee first, Evie second. However, let me ask you this: is Evie closer to Aimee, or let's look at, for example, or is the competition just below her, like Alina, like Rania, like Sara, or is the competition closer, the girls in 3rd or 4th maybe, to Evie? So is Evie closer to Aimee or to chance of win, or do you think maybe the girls slightly below or closer to Evie?
I think it's going to be Evie and Aimee in.
Yeah, I mean, I think so as well. I think I'm interested now on. People always talk about judging can be different in Europe.
Yeah, but no, it's not different. It's just
I know
what is in front of them isn't it? So Um,
I think
And that's exactly what Jazzy said.
if you think about it, if you think about like the Olympia, that's how it looks on paper. But again, you can't write anyone off. Like you just do not know. People get beat, even Ashley Kay gets beat. You just don't know. And there are some strong athletes in this lineup as well. So yeah, you just never know.
There's a lot of talk around Alina because, of course, I mean, Kerry, you went up against her in Romania and she came second behind Victoria. And of course, then she did beat Olympians, not just yourself, but the other ones in that top six. I guess we're going to know more about Alina at this show as another strong lineup. And now we get to see her not only yes, we could see that Aimee is obviously above Alina when you look at rankings, but seeing Alina maybe now go up against Evie because Evie is number 1 in Europe, Victoria is number 2 in Europe. So this is someone where there's a bit more talk around her, and this is going to be interesting now. See her back in the lineup, and can she replicate the success she had in Romania? And is she now one that people should be taking more seriously?
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm really looking forward to seeing how she does get on, to be honest, because she did amazing at Romania at the end of the day.
I've got to throw one thing out as well. In fact, I'm going to click on Rayna's post. The fact that she's not tagged on this one. I posted this the other day, and I'm sure, Kerry, you're going to relate to this really well because I saw the number of pro shows she has done. And it was something like, oh, there we go, 26 pro shows in her career and still searching for that first win. And that is just something to applaud when people talk about the fact that, oh, God, you know what, maybe I need to give up or take a year out or just they question themselves. Rayna, non-stop competing, clearly for the love of the sport. And you can see her results. They are getting better, especially when you look at after the Columbia show, third, fourth. There was one off, a 7th, 2nd, 5th in the strong Romania show. It is something we have to applaud when we see someone just constantly compete for the love of sport, and we are seeing a progression.
Yeah, 100%. It's hard. It's hard to go from show to show, and it just shows it's nice, isn't it? Because you can just see she's got that level of belief in her that she is going to get there. She's speaking it into existence, and I really, really hope that she does. She will, won't she? So yeah, that day is going to be super special because nothing beats, even for me when I did 18 shows to qualify and then however many it takes me again, it's amazing for that to pay off when you have really been relentless in the pursuit to chasing your dreams.
And if anybody thinks that results are just linear, just look at the fact that number 8 show for next weekend, 7th, Big Evolution, 16th, Euromuscle, 5th, Columbia, 3rd, Fit Parade, 16th, Nutrimi, 6th. Wow. Kerry and I've always said, results are not linear. Results can just be all over, but one result doesn't determine what the result could be at the next show. So I want to share that of Rayna. Just go back to the Spanish Grand Prix. Cassie Hunter from the UK. She also competed at the Atlantic Pro. I believe she took, was it 11th or 13th? I can't remember 11th. Specifically. Sorry?
11th was ringing off of my mind.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 11th. And you know what? Let's click on Cassie's page.
We're going to be wrong now, aren't we?
For those people who think I'm not supporting UK athletes, let's grab Cassie. Here we go. So, obviously, yes, I don't know how many shows she's done so far now. Post, that post Olympia season. I'm pretty sure this must be a 3rd or 4th show. So now she's going over to the Spanish Grand Prix. So wishing Cassie all the best of luck for that show. And also, let's just bring up Ireland because we also have Jessica Kavanagh. I don't know too much about Jess. Do you girls want to fill me in a bit more?
I've competed with her before,
Yeah.
like back in the day. I'm not sure when her last show was. Hold on, I'm just going to shut the door. Mark has just arrived.
Hey, no worries.
I think she's been competing for a really, really long time, And again, if I'm not mistaken, I feel like she might have done the first ever UK Arnold that we had as well. I
Oh
think
yeah.
I've seen her compete in person at the UK Arnold's, yeah. Um, but yeah, she's got beautiful shape and yeah. So she did EBLs, right?
Yeah, so in Prague. Yeah. So yeah, best of luck to her. Okay, that's the pro scene. You know where I have to go next. Let's look at the amateur scene because we had a lot of success, and I'm gonna bring up the post I did because I just want to recognize everybody before I go over to the bikini and fit model because the weekend just gone, we had 10 new UK IFBB pros, and this was across two shows, Denmark and also the Euro Masters. I believe there were two pro card wins in Denmark, and then the rest were the over the Euro Masters, which of course was over in Italy. So we're going to obviously first off congratulations because I don't remember a day where there's been that number of pro cards won by the UK. If I remember correctly, the Euro Masters last year brought 4 pro cards for the UK. This year it doubled it.
It's
So
so good to
I,
see.
yeah,
So
so
good.
many dreams through. So many dreams.
so yes,
Just like
congratulations.
on Instagram, I was just every time I like refreshed my feed, it was like, oh, there's a new
New
pro.
one.
Oh, there's a new pro. Oh, and it was just brilliant, like watching it all unfold.
And, and what's interesting, I just want to share this. These 10 new pros, their journeys are so different. Like, for example, we got Liz Richardson, who I remember used to compete through like the UK BFF, who used to hold the IFA Pro card. This was like a decade ago. You've got Neil Andrews from Wales, who has just been non-stop in so many different federations, have been competing for what? Must be about 15 years now. You have Jessica, Victoria, who is new to the NPC to competing scene as well. You have Aston in classic, also coached by Jake, who's missed out on a few occasions. Matt Tofton, another guy who's competed on for so many years. But once again, the whole point I'm trying to make is that these journeys, some of them have got their pro card after 1 year, some of them have taken over a decade to get this far. So journeys are so different, and this is the reminder that you can still achieve it no matter where you are in your life.
And no matter what your age is, because
That as
obviously
well.
a lot of these are masters, which I think is just so inspirational personally, because I think a lot of people maybe who want to come into this sport, I work with a lot of masters women as well, and sometimes people have this presumption of, oh, am I too old for this? Like, I'm going to be going up against girls that are like in their 20s or whatever, and like, no, there's a place for you to compete as a masters athlete and do very, very well. And these girls obviously show that.
In
So
the open, even in the open, you know what I mean? So
exactly,
yeah,
exactly. So yeah.
yeah.
So,
Don't write yourself off.
Marnie, and I'll let you take the lead on this one because new fit model, Ivy Pro, Victoria Reyes, coached by Jake, posed by Rocket Posing, which is Marnie. This is obviously a post that you did, Marnie, so I'm going to let you take the lead on Victoria's win.
Well, yeah, I mean, she knows how I feel. We've been speaking obviously non-stop since, and yeah, it's just incredible. I mean, as soon as I saw Victoria, like at the start of this year, she came to see me for an in-person class. You know, when someone just has it, I was like, this girl, she's gonna go far. And I think the thing that, I mean, I mentioned this on the post, and people can obviously read it in their own time if they want to know more about the journey that she's been on and stuff. But I think a lot of it is about managing expectations as well. Like sometimes when I feel like an athlete can do very, very well, it's like you want to speak that belief into them and make them realize what they're capable of, but also not apply too much pressure because she was a first time competitor, right? So, even though she's a master's, she's doing this for the first time. there's a lot of things to learn about our sport, about our organization of IFBB NPC, and I think that's why we've worked so well together, the three of us, because Jake knows exactly what he's doing to bring an athlete in, but I also help out with mindset, mentorship. We really did cross our T's, dot our I's, and I mean, she had an amazing season, even not winning a pro card. Like, she won 2 overalls back to back.
Crazy.
And she's the first ever athlete on Rocket to do that, and she's also like the first ever fit model IFBB pro that we have had crowned under Rocket. So it goes down in history for us, but it's so special, and just to have been part of this from the start of her posing journey as well is amazing for me. I've seen her, like try and hit a front pose for the first time, and now I'm seeing her stand there, hit that pose, holding a pro card above her head. So it's just brilliant. Yeah, over the moon.
Yeah. Congratulations to Victoria, because I know I've covered much of your season this year. So yeah, massive congratulations. Now IFB Pro. Let me just bring up there was another IFB Pro card winner. Oh, when I find the account, let me just see if I can. In fact, I'll go on their coaches. So this was Bella. Bella, who also has won a overall at the NPC UK regional from the UK and Brazil. So let's see. Oh, here it is. Perfect. So yeah, I mean, what was interesting about this was Bella and Victoria both won the pro card in the same age bracket. So both pros coming from the UK. I will say as well, Bella, yes, from Brazil as well, because we can see that joint flag. So massive congratulations to herself and, of course, the team over there Physiques. I know you've got a couple of female life pros this year. So well done to Bella in winning IFBB pro status.
Incredible. I'm pretty sure maybe I read somewhere that she's a mum as well.
Fantastic.
Again, we love to see that. So inspirational. And I think Bella and Vic competed together at one of the UK shows. So it's nice, isn't it, when they get that moment together, and it's always good to share the memories. That's my 2 cents on it anyway. Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, there was let me just go on the bikini as well. Oh God, I always forget how to find this person, Liz Richardson, because it never comes up when I type it up.
Shadow band.
No, it's not. Here it is.
Yes.
Okay. Always got to add pro at the end. Okay, so Liz Richardson, coached by Josh from Team Josh McHale. I think the name of the brand. Liz, congratulations, new IFBB Bikini Pro. I've been aware of Liz since the UK BFF days.
Yes.
Like we're talking 2013, 2014 finals. That era of like Michelle Brannon and. Oh God, who are the other ones? Mine's gone blank. There's a lot of OGs.
All the OGs.
Melissa.
Yeah, Melissa Haywood. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I just feel like
Nina.
Liz, she's an absolute seasoned veteran of bikini, isn't she? Like, it's funny because obviously we've all been in the industry for such a long time, and I say this to a lot of first timers. I'm like, the amount of athletes that you see come and go in this sport over the span of 10 years is wild, but there's only really like a handful of us that are left now, I would say, from those days. And you can tell that Liz just lives and breathes this because she's still here, still competing, and now she's a pro. So yeah, unreal.
Definitely.
Massive congratulations. That is so sick. So good.
Yeah, very well done to them. Okay, so something I'll try and add now to these episodes is trying to add maybe some insight and education for you guys who are watching, and a lot of time this will be relatable to not only being a bikini competitor or fit model, but really any division that you're in. And the one thing, I've had some DMs where I've seen other things come up when it comes to like the cost of competing. We know it's an expensive sport, and everyone has their own platform, and everyone's always looking at ways to maybe fund their bodybuilding journey, whether you're an amateur or pro. It can be tough out there. So Marnie and Kerry, you both have been very successful, not just as a competitor, but also off the stage with the brands and the platforms you've built, not only your personal brand, but also when it comes to sponsorship or other businesses that you've created on the side. So my question I want to throw out, and hopefully we can try and give some good points here, is how to monetize your bodybuilding journey. And when I say monetize, I'm talking about how you can brand to build, drive some extra revenue streams that can support bodybuilding. Because like I said, we know it can be expensive, especially if you're competing abroad and traveling and you're hunting down a pro card or you are a pro and you're doing show after show. Things aren't cheap, no matter where you compete. So I thought I'd throw it to you girls as well. It'd be great if we could try and come up with maybe five or different things of how someone can monetize their platform or their brand, or even build their own personal brand so it can make competing more affordable.
I have a question.
So,
do you mean 5 ways to monetize, or do you mean 5 that people could implement, if that makes sense?
They 5 things they can implement. Like let's start with one. Let's start with an obvious one. An obvious one is sponsorship, for example. So that's one everyone always talks about. People are always looking at, how do I get sponsored? And like Marnie, you've been sponsored by numerous brands. Most recent ESN, Kerry, trained by JP. Kerry,
TLF, yeah.
Sorry,
TLF apparel.
Yes, TLF apparel. Sorry, TLF apparel. Your new one, well, that you got from that we saw from Olympia from your photo shoot, and you also saw the box you received the other day as well. Kerry, please take it from here. I'm talking too much.
Right. So first of all, what I want to say is be you. Literally be you, and share your journey like I am not at the moment. Share your journey. Share your journey honestly, because I think the more, like, sometimes you need to shift yourself away from like, how much money can I make and how can I, and it's more like, how can I help people?
Yeah.
So, switching from that, how can I help people? So, to be a posing coach, like if that's something you want to be, or if you want to be an online coach, then be coached, go to different posing coaches, pick up different things. Like I even have posing lessons with, I've had one with Marnie, I've had one with so many different people, and each time I've taken something away. And I think it's really important to be able to, I'm part of the MK Excellence program, for example. I know there's the J3 University. So like, I feel like you have to understand that you are going to have to make an investment, and you are going to be stretched for time, essentially. When I first got into competing, when I turned pro, after I turned pro, I know this is the same for Mark as well. We had full-time jobs. I was at the gym from like 4 in the morning, 2 hours cardio, don't ask. 700 calories, doing my gym session, eating my food, getting off to work, coming back, going for steps, things like that. My days were long. Like, so as much as you see like all the travel and stuff now, it's because you have to build that up. And that all came for me through just being open and honest with my struggles and everything like that. And people just naturally gravitate towards you because you are sharing real life journey things, whether it's hard times or good times. And I think that's really important. And I know for a fact that brands really, really appreciate that as well, because I've had many sponsors from, well, not many, but I've had a few solid ones where I've had like CMP, I think it was for like 3 years, and it was like Olymp for 2 years. Now we're trained by JP coming on like a year, like that over the course of 10 years. So that's like 3 main sponsorships over 10 years. I think that's pretty good, but I know that, and sorry if I'm talking too much, but I know that like each time, like with my sponsors, and before I've like made a decision to go with them, like they always say how like real I am, and I just think, just don't copy people, like stay true to like yourself. And that's one of the most key things, I think. And also don't be afraid to reach out to you know, people with regards to sponsors, asking them if they, you know, want you to do a photo shoot. You might have to give up your free time and things like that, but putting yourself like out there, don't wait for it to come to you, because in this day and age, I think sometimes that's not going to be the case.
I'm just going to jump up very quickly, but I want to relate this back to Mai. But something you just said there is don't wait for it to come to you. Mai, do you want to explain the story of how you got how TLF Apparel signed you up? Because this relates a bit something about that in putting yourself in positions where opportunities end up finding you.
Well, I just want to segue off what Kerry said there, because when you were talking, my brain was like, oh my God, yeah, good point, good point, good point. And I just think Kerry's so right when she says, you know, like being you is the only thing that you should focus on, because Kerry is different to me and, you know, I'm different to her, right? And it's not that one is better than the other, it's just apples and oranges. And I think that in and of itself, when you are authentic, the brands and people that align with your journey, or that like have that connection with you and your personality and your vibe and your kind of look, that will then automatically filter away anything that maybe isn't a good match. And I just think, you know, I use the word alignment in a lot of different situations with bodybuilding, but I think when it comes to sponsorships, that's so important. Like, you know, maybe the brands that Kerry's sponsored by wouldn't be a good match for me, and vice versa, the companies that I'm affiliated with. But it's not that one is wrong or right. It's just like we're different people and we like different things and we use different products and this and that. And I just think you can always kind of see through the athletes that aren't authentic and that are just kind of in it for the wrong reasons, in it for the money, in it for this, that, and the other. And like, if it's not a good fit, it won't last. So like, to have longevity, it's like anything. It's like anybody that's in your network in this sport, and, you know, just staying true to who you are. The other thing that I was going to say, it was a really
I have
important point, but yeah, go
Nike and
ahead.
Adidas. Something I always like to say to people, Nike and Adidas.
Mm.
We are consumers of both. Okay, so don't be afraid that you are another online coach, because there are thousands of people.
Yeah.
If you are bringing out a clothing brand, or if you are like whatever it may be, Nike and Adidas, they're huge, but they
Oh
all
yeah,
have, okay?
this is the
So
other thing I
like,
was
don't be
going to
put off
say.
by that. By the way, I'm really sorry, but I actually am going to have to go very soon, because it
Okay.
is our bedtime.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. What time do you need to shoot, Kerry?
I need to shoot in like literally a couple of minutes.
Okay.
It's
Well,
nearly 7.
we can continue. It's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
Do you,
Okay.
So
before you go, Kerry, do you want any final bits on the sponsorship?
um I think I kind of said what I needed to say, really,
I
but
said what you say.
again, don't throw yourself like just into that sponsorship, because like
Yeah.
over the years that I've been with mine, it's taken me like hard decisions, long times without sponsorships. Like even before Trained by JP, I was without a sponsorship for a very long time. Did all my contest season myself, like had no support, things like that. And then it was like afterwards that came about. So, you know, like, yeah, I didn't want to make the wrong decision or anything like that. It's really important that you are aligned with it. Otherwise, it's just fake, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be my last thing before I have to go. Do you have anything else you need to ask or do? Or
That's all good, Kerry. Look, we'll catch
Sad
up.
to see you go, but you're on planet
no, I'm
Mars
so
right now,
sorry.
so
I've
it's fine.
got to be on time.
We
I'm
will.
not far out from my next show, and he's obviously not from his.
We'll catch you
So
next week. Maybe in the UK, maybe another country. Obviously, I'll wait till you share.
I'll see you in Spain.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Said.
Woo!
Yeah, I should be. We have booked a flight there. I have been very, very exhausted out here, but I'm going to I'm getting ready essentially for the show. We're where we need to be. I'm like 0.4 away from where I need to be right now, and we've eaten up today, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just gonna see how I feel and then get that registration in probably at the last minute, to be honest. Like, so it gives me enough time to make a decision. So
There's
yeah.
my clip for the episode.
Love
Right.
that. Job done.
Right,
All
guys.
right. See you later, Kerry.
Thank you so much.
Bye,
Bye.
Val.
Best of luck to Mark. Take care.
Thank you.
Molly, what we're going to do, we're going to carry on this segment on sponsorship. And I think we probably need want to look at a single episode in regards to monetizing yourself and where you can actually look at revenue streams. But let's definitely finish off on the sponsorship because you had something else you wanted to add.
Yeah, I was going to say again, just of the various things that Kerry mentioned about, there's going to be a period of investment, like absolutely. And this is one thing that sometimes I've like worried about when I've looked back at my career of like, how much I've actually invested financially into this sport, because let me tell you now, like over 10 years, you spend a pretty penny, right? But it's one of those where you almost have to think you've got to speculate to accumulate. Like we've all spent money traveling to shows, we've all spent money like to be at an expo, we've all spent money to do these things, and you kind of need to see it as an investment rather than a cost, because when you're there, if you make the most of it and you put yourself out there, you talk to people, you network, you then may come away from that with something far more than just the experience itself, and you never know where those connections can lead in the future. So just to segue like now to talk about TLF, which obviously is an incredible thing for me this year, like to walk away with a brand deal. This all actually happened at the Olympia when we were there. And, I was not paid to be at the Olympia. I came out there out of my own pocket, and I wanted to be there to support Kerry. I wanted to be there for us to do the podcast and obviously meet up with people that I've not seen for a year or so. And yeah, ultimately I ended up getting an impromptu photo shoot opportunity with them. And we then connected, and yeah, they were like, we'd love for you to be part of the team. And I believe I am their only European sponsored athlete.
So as well, yeah.
They sponsored Ronnie Coleman. Well, the announcement was pretty much the same day that I announced my partnership. So that's my claim to fame. They signed me and Ronnie Coleman at the same time. So yeah, I mean, they work with Ronnie, they work with Derek Lunsford, and just so many other
Jazzy, yeah.
Jazzy, Lorna, Ariana Brothers, Angelica, Janet, all the big bikini names, and their products are incredible. Can I just say, just to plug my code as well, TLF Marnie. But yeah, it's so special when those connections then come back round full circle, maybe after the trip or whatever. So I guess for me, like my biggest thing would be, putting yourself out there, going to events, not even just like bodybuilding shows, but go to seminars, like go to these big events that athletes put on, that promoters put on, and just be a part of it, because outside of just the sponsorship things, like you make friends, you meet people, and if you're in this for the long haul, like, yeah, you just never know where they can end up, like years down the line. So that would be my biggest piece of advice, because it's the thing that I've always made a conscious effort to do every year that I've been in the sport, is to go to these things and meet people. So,
I'm gonna share my story, because I think this could relate to a lot of people, especially those who feel that sponsorship is only reserved for those who are winning. And my first sponsorship contract was actually with Muscle Tech, with Phil Heath, the first UK athlete. And at that point, I had 2 seconds to my name. But I want to talk about the deal that I got with USN, which at the time, USN is the brand that everybody wants to be with, because they had Ryan Terry at the top, Tom Coleman, and the OGs.
That's how I met Ryan, by the way, as well.
There you go. Yeah, at Body Power, they will spend the most amount of money. They were everywhere. If anyone you want to be sponsored, you want to be sponsored by USN, because they were the biggest brand there. I had 4 seconds to my name. I have no right to even be associated with USN, because there are far more superior people who had bigger followings and also more wins under their name. This could already relate to a lot of you who might be thinking, yeah, this person got more followers, this person over there has got more wins. How do I even compete against them? I made the decision in 2016 to walk away from Muscle Tech, and I did this at Body Power, and I took a chance to go over to the USN stand, and a lot of times you require luck to be successful. Let no one tell you that luck is not involved. There was an element of luck where the time I went over to the USN stand was also the time the managing director of USN was there. It was the only day the MD was actually there. Once again, like Mike said, you had to take the opportunity to go to these places and be there and stay long enough for an opportunity to arise. That opportunity arose, which led to the MD introducing me to their athlete manager at the time, which was Carl Berkeley, who I'm still in touch to this date. And we arranged a meeting which lasted 2 hours at the USN HQ. Now, I already knew at this meeting in a week's time, I knew if I just go there how I am right now, I'm not going to secure a lucrative deal. I always stress to everybody that you always need to know what is your USP, what is your unique selling point that makes you different from everybody else. And it doesn't need to be on stage related. My USP was that I was one of very few Indian competitors. The Indian bodybuilding community was growing, and that is my focus, to hopefully just inspire more people from the Asian community to take up bodybuilding and fitness. I created this printed document of pictures in me magazines, but I was just in Men's Fitness and a few other age articles. I created this, and it wasn't stage related. It was related to what I can bring to the brand that they don't have at the moment.
Who you are. That's
exactly.
It's who are you? Strip the stage away. Who are you as a person? That's it.
Exactly. So I created that. That meeting with Carl lasted about 2 hours of pure positivity. And also, what I also had the courage to do, and a lot of people don't, because a lot of people always just say yes to the first deal that comes forward. I had the courage to also negotiate my deal to make sure that it was lucrative to myself. That deal included a Range Rover, which I had for a year.
What?
I had a car.
I did not know this.
Yeah, there are pictures of me with this big Range Rover, which had US on it.
I need that as the thumbnail for
there you go.
YouTube episode.
Yeah, there's me with a bulldog in the car. Obviously, very low supplement allowance, paid as well. But once again, people looking on the outside, there was no reason for me, if you're just looking at what's on my bio as 4 seconds and some guy who's never won a show should get a deal like that to be next to Ryan Terry, Rich Gazaki, Max, Tom Coleman. These were big, Dave Titterton. So the reason why I'm saying that is to focus on what is your USP, because that's what's going to make you stand out. And when you do focus on USP, you need to present it in a way that's going to be very different from how everybody else will pitch it. Everyone can send an email, everybody can just talk, but you need to usually have something physical. And thirdly as well, to have the courage to negotiate the best deal for yourself, not just to walk away with something that's on the table that isn't going to be lucrative, that isn't going to just be a couple of 250-gram bags of BCAs go to your door every month. That's not a sponsorship.
I do think as well, like, it's so true that you say that, because, ultimately we all want to secure the best deal. It has to be mutually beneficial, and sometimes brands will also want to see what you are capable of and how much you truly love the brand. That's the other thing. That's what I've experienced through my journey. And I think sometimes you need that balance of like negotiation, knowing your value, but also at the same time, you need to think long term. Do you know what I mean? You need to think outside the box. Think about more than just the here and now and what they might offer you in a 3-month period. Think about where could this lead in a year from now, that loyalty to the brand. I think as well, like, I know Ryan has obviously had very, very long stints of partnerships with brands. He was with USN for 10 years or something.
Yeah.
I can't really think of any other athlete, that's had that as well. And I think that also says a lot about you as a person, because sometimes people just want the flavor of the month of which brand is the best and this and that. So you also need to think of that too. Like for me, again, my sponsorship with Black Ice Bikinis, the length of that again is unheard of. I've been with Mandy since 2016. So we're coming 2015, 2016, she sponsored me for bikinis. It's crazy now, like you don't really see athletes staying with a brand for over 10 years. It's not really like something that you come across that often. So yeah, I think things like that, you know, the success does leave clues. And I think just look at how the other athletes conduct themselves that are in the position that you want to be in and, you know, take inspiration from that too.
Definitely. Look, I think what we're going to do is for the next episode, or maybe Matthew, a bonus episode, I do want to just go through all the different avenues that can be successful. Like if you guys are taking, let me know in the comments. Please let me know if you did find any of this useful, because if you do want us to do an episode where we do break down all the different ways you can create revenue streams for yourself to support your bodybuilding journey, we'll definitely do a full episode on that. So please do let me know in the comments if you do like this kind of part where we want to try and impart some sort of education, wisdom, or whatever, using our experiences, and hopefully it can be beneficial to yourself. So please do let me know in the comments. I guess, as Kerry's not here as well, and that's kind of the end of this bit. Yeah. That's kind of a wrap for this episode. We've got quite a few shows coming up on the weekend, which of course we'll cover next week. And yeah, please, once again, guys, do let me know what else would you like to see from these episodes. We're getting close to Christmas, which means I need to start planning the 2025 recap, and maybe do some sort of side awards that aren't not related to like bikini athlete of the year, all that stuff. Maybe our own versions, which are a bit more quirky.
That would be cool.
Yeah, we'll try and think of some quirky ones, which are more tongue in cheek, and hopefully nobody takes offense from, because really it's just we're more celebrated. It's more celebrated bikini scene in 2025. Okay. That's a wrap for this, guys. Like I said, please like, share, comment, all that good stuff. It goes a long way. And we'll see you on the next week's episode.